Question 1. Which of the following best describes the main purpose of underwriting in the insurance process? A. To establish the financial strength of the insurance company. B. To evaluate and classify risk to determine appropriate pricing and coverage. C. To negotiate premiums with agents and brokers. D. To market and sell insurance products to potential customers. Answer. B. Explanation. Underwriting is the process used by insurance companies to evaluate the risk presented by an applicant. The main goal is to classify the risk and determine the appropriate coverage and pricing. This process involves assessing factors like health history, property conditions, and past claims. Answer options A, C, and D do not reflect the primary purpose of underwriting, as underwriting is focused on risk assessment and pricing, not on the financial strength of the company, premium negotiation, or marketing. Question 2. Mr. Thomas is applying for home insurance in Iowa and submits an application detailing his previous water damage claims. The underwriter reviews the application and considers the property's location in flood-prone area. Based on these risk factors, which of the following would be the most likely outcome? A. Mr. Thomas will receive full coverage without any exclusions. B. The underwriter may impose higher premium or exclusions for flood-related damages. C. Mr. Thomas's application will be declined due to his previous claims. D. The underwriter will immediately offer reinsurance to Mr. Thomas's policy. Answer. B. Explanation. Underwriters consider multiple factors, including the applicant's claim history and property location, when evaluating the risk. In Mr. Thomas's case, his previous claims related to water damage and the flood-prone location are significant risk factors. Typically, this would lead to either a higher premium to account for the increased risk or exclusions related to flood damage. Option A is incorrect, as full coverage without exclusions is unlikely in such high-risk scenarios. Option C is incorrect, as it's not automatic that an application will be declined solely based on past claims. It depends on the underwriter's assessment. Option D is also incorrect, as reinsurance is not offered directly to policyholders, but rather by the insurer to other insurers or entities. Question 3. Which of the following is a key consideration when underwriting commercial insurance policies? A. Evaluating the applicant's credit score. B. The property's condition and its impact on risk exposure. C. The applicant's family medical history. D. Determining the applicant's past personal insurance claims. Answer. B. Explanation. In commercial underwriting, the condition of the property is a crucial factor because it directly affects the exposure to risk. This includes factors like the age of the property, its structural integrity, and any previous damage or repairs. Option A. Regarding credit scores is more relevant to personal lines underwriting, while C. Regarding family medical history is not typically a focus in commercial underwriting, but rather in life or health insurance. Option D. Regarding past personal claims is relevant to personal lines underwriting, but is less critical in commercial insurance decisions. Question 4. Which of the following is the most important factor when determining the risk classification for an applicant applying for life insurance? A. The applicant's family history of heart disease. B. The applicant's income level. C. The applicant's occupation and employer. D. The applicant's previous claims history. Answer A. Explanation. In life insurance underwriting, one of the primary factors in risk classification is the applicant's health history, including any genetic predisposition to certain conditions. The family history of heart disease, for example, is a significant risk factor. Option B, C, and D are less impactful in determining life insurance risk classification, although income and occupation may be considered in other types of insurance, such as disability or health insurance. Question 5. When underwriting a commercial property insurance policy, which of the following factors would be most relevant in determining the exposure to risk? A. The applicant's family health conditions. B. The construction materials used in the building. C. The applicant's previous life insurance claims. D. The applicant's social media presence. Answer. B. Explanation. In commercial property underwriting, the construction materials used in a building are a key factor because they directly impact the property's vulnerability to certain hazards. G. Fire resistance, structural integrity, and materials like brick, steel, and concrete are typically considered lower risk than wood. Option A, C, and D are not relevant factors in determining the exposure to risk for commercial property policies. Question 6. Mr. Davis is applying for auto insurance in Iowa, and the underwriter notices that he has had multiple accidents over the past 5 years. What is the most likely underwriting decision? A. Mr. Davis will be given the same premium as a driver with no prior accidents. B. The underwriter may offer Mr. Davis the higher premium or exclude certain coverage. C. The underwriter will approve the application without any additional steps. D. The application will be automatically declined. Answer: B. Explanation. Underwriters evaluate risk based on factors like driving history. Multiple accidents typically indicate higher risk, leading to the possibility of a higher premium or exclusions for certain types of coverage. G. Collision or comprehensive. Option A is incorrect because the premium is unlikely to remain the same after multiple accidents. Option C is also unlikely, as an individual with multiple accidents would typically face more scrutiny. Option D is incorrect, as an application is not automatically declined unless there is a particularly severe risk profile. Question 7. Which of the following is the best method for an underwriter to assess the risk posed by a property located in a flood zone? A. Relying solely on the applicant's statement of the property's flood history. B. Reviewing official flood zone maps and risk assessment tools. C. Ignoring the flood risk if the applicant has clean claims history. D. Considering only the property's market value in the assessment. Answer: B. Explanation. The most accurate method for assessing flood risk is to review official flood zone maps and risk assessment tools provided by government agencies like FEMA. These tools help underwriters assess the level of risk based on the property's location, which cannot be solely determined by the applicant's statement or the property's market value. Option A is inadequate because it relies on subjective information from the applicant. Option C is incorrect, as clean claims history does not override objective risk factors like flood zones. Option D is incorrect, as market value is not sufficient indicator of risk exposure for natural disasters like floods. Question 8. An underwriter reviewing an application for homeowners insurance discovers that the applicant has swimming pool but no safety measures, e.g. fence, pool cover. What is the most likely action the underwriter will take? A. Approve the policy with no additional considerations. B. Increase the premium due to the higher risk associated with pools. C. Immediately decline the application based solely on the pool. D. Offer special rider to cover pool-related accidents only. Answer: B. Explanation. Swimming pools pose an increased risk for accidents, and the lack of safety measures such as a fence or cover further elevates that risk. As a result, the underwriter is likely to increase the premium to account for this risk. Option A is incorrect because the pool represents a significant risk that requires consideration. Option C is also incorrect, as the mere presence of a pool does not automatically lead to a decline. Safety measures or adjustments in coverage may be considered. Option D is incorrect, as while riders might be offered for specific risks, it's more common to adjust the premium rather than offer coverage just for pool-related incidents. Question 9. In the context of health insurance underwriting, which of the following would be considered a moral hazard? A. The applicant has a history of heart disease. B. The applicant has a pre-existing condition that requires ongoing treatment. C. The applicant is likely to engage in riskier behaviors, such as smoking, after being insured. D. The applicant is over 50 years old. Answer: C. Explanation. A moral hazard refers to the increased risk of an insured person engaging in risky behavior because they know they are covered. In this case, if the applicant is likely to take on riskier behaviors such as smoking after obtaining insurance, this would be considered a moral hazard. Option A, B, and D are factors considered in risk evaluation but do not represent moral hazards, as they pertain to existing conditions or demographics, not a change in behavior due to the presence of insurance. Question 10. When underwriting a group health insurance policy, which of the following factors is typically least relevant in determining the rate? A. The overall health history of the group. B. The size and demographics of the group. C. The individual health conditions of the group members. D. The overall claims history of the group. Answer: C. Explanation. In group health insurance, individual health conditions are less relevant compared to personal health insurance policies. The underwriter focuses more on factors like the overall health history of the group, the size and demographics of the group, and the group's previous claims history. Option C is incorrect because underwriters typically evaluate the overall risk profile of the group rather than individual health conditions. Question 11. In the context of personal lines underwriting, what is the primary factor considered when determining the risk for an applicant seeking homeowners insurance? A. The applicant's income level. B. The age of the applicant. C. The condition and location of the home. D. The applicant's marital status. Answer: C. Explanation. The most important factor in underwriting homeowners insurance is the condition and location of the home. Factors such as the building's age, construction materials, and the likelihood of natural disasters in the area can significantly impact the premium. Option A, B, and D are less critical for determining homeowners insurance risk, though they may be considered in some cases. Question 12. Mr. Thompson applies for commercial liability insurance for his business. Which of the following would most likely result in the underwriter offering a higher premium? A. The business has fewer than 10 employees. B. The business operates in a high-risk industry such as construction. C. The business owner has a clean criminal record. D. The business is located in a small town. Answer: B. Explanation. Businesses in high-risk industries like construction pose greater exposure to liability claims, leading to higher premiums. Option A is incorrect because the number of employees is not as important as the type of business. Option C is incorrect because the clean criminal record typically reduces risk. Option D is also incorrect because a business in a small town does not necessarily lower its liability risk. Question 13. When assessing the underwriting risk for a health insurance applicant, what is the most likely outcome if the applicant has a history of smoking? A. The applicant will be denied coverage. B. The applicant will be offered a standard premium rate. C. The applicant will likely face a higher premium due to the increased health risks associated with smoking. D. Smoking history is not considered in health insurance underwriting. Answer: C. Explanation. Smoking is a significant risk factor in health insurance underwriting due to its association with various health conditions such as heart disease and lung cancer. Applicants with a history of smoking will typically face a higher premium to reflect this increased risk. Option A is incorrect because smoking alone does not automatically lead to denial of coverage. Option B and D are also incorrect because smoking history impacts the risk evaluation. Question 14. Mr. Johnson, who is 65 years old, is applying for life insurance. Which of the following factors will most likely increase his premium? A. His age. B. His driving history. C. His occupation. D. His social media activity. Answer: A. Explanation. In life insurance underwriting, age is one of the most important factors influencing premium rates. As age increases, the risk of death generally increases, which results in a higher premium. Option B, C, and D may be relevant in certain cases but do not have as significant an effect on premium pricing as age. Question 15. Which of the following is not a factor that would be used to assess the risk of underwriting a commercial property insurance policy? A. The location of the property and exposure to environmental hazards. B. The past claims history of the property owner. C. The property's proximity to fire hydrants and fire stations. D. The educational background of the business owner. Answer: D. Explanation. When underwriting commercial property insurance, factors such as location, claims history, and proximity to fire protection services are relevant. However, the business owner's educational background is generally not a factor considered in the underwriting process. Question 16. In Iowa, which of the following is an example of an ethical responsibility for an underwriter when dealing with applicants? A. Using discriminatory practices based on race or gender when assessing risk. B. Ensuring all applicants are treated fairly and equitably. C. Ignoring medical conditions to expedite the underwriting process. D. Failing to maintain confidentiality of the applicant's personal information. Answer: B. Explanation. Underwriters must treat all applicants fairly and equitably without bias or discrimination based on race, gender, or other personal characteristics. Ethical responsibilities include adhering to state and federal laws, such as the Fair Credit Reporting Act and anti-discrimination laws. Option A, C, and D represent unethical practices that violate regulatory standards. Question 17. Which of the following best describes the role of underwriting guidelines in the insurance underwriting process? A. Underwriting guidelines are created to help underwriters make subjective decisions. B. Underwriting guidelines provide standardized criteria to assess risks and determine premiums. C. Underwriting guidelines are only used in commercial lines underwriting. D. Underwriting guidelines are not important and can be ignored by underwriters. Answer: B. Explanation. Underwriting guidelines are critical in ensuring that underwriters apply standardized criteria when evaluating risks. They provide structured rules and principles for assessing applicants' suitability for coverage, ensuring consistency and fairness in the process. Option A is incorrect because guidelines are based on objective criteria. Option C and D are also incorrect because guidelines are used in both personal and commercial underwriting. Question 18. In personal lines underwriting, an underwriter is evaluating a new auto insurance policy for an applicant with a history of multiple accidents. The applicant claims they have improved their driving habits. What should the underwriter consider? A. Accepting the application without any changes as the applicant has shown improvement. B. Offering a higher premium to reflect the potential for future accidents. C. Declining the application outright due to the history of accidents. D. Ignoring the history of accidents and only considering the applicant's current driving habits. Answer. B. Explanation. While an applicant may claim to have improved their driving habits, the underwriter must evaluate the risk based on historical data, including the applicant's history of accidents. The most likely outcome would be an increased premium to account for the higher risk of future incidents. Option A and D overlook the historical risk. Option C is too extreme. Declining the application outright is usually reserved for severe cases. Question 19. What is the primary purpose of risk classification systems in underwriting? A. To categorize applicants into broad groups with no regard for individual risk factors. B. To assign premiums based solely on the applicant's financial status. C. To group applicants into categories based on the level of risk they represent. D. To discriminate against high-risk applicants. Answer. C. Explanation. Risk classification systems are used by underwriters to group applicants based on the level of risk they represent. This classification helps determine appropriate premiums and ensures that applicants are charged based on the risks they pose. Option A is incorrect because risk classification considers individual factors. Option B is incorrect because underwriting premiums are based on risk, not financial status. Option D is incorrect as risk classification is designed to ensure fairness, not discrimination. Question 20. In the context of underwriting, what is the role of reinsurance? A. To help spread the risk of loss among different insurers. B. To lower the premium rates for high-risk applicants. C. To assist applicants in filing claims. D. To increase the underwriting profit margin. Answer A. Explanation. Reinsurance is a process in which insurance companies transfer some of their risk to other insurance companies. Is helped spread the risk of large losses and can stabilize the financial performance of insurers. Option B, C, and D are incorrect because reinsurance does not directly affect premiums for applicants assisting claims or increase underwriting profits. Question 21. When underwriting a commercial auto insurance policy, which of the following factors would an underwriter most likely consider when evaluating risk? A. The age and gender of the company's employees. B. The driving records of the company's drivers. C. The type of vehicle the company owns. D. The company's social media marketing strategies. Answer. B. Explanation. The driving records of the company's drivers are a significant factor in evaluating commercial auto insurance risk. History of accidents or violations increases the likelihood of future claims. Option A and D are not directly relevant to underwriting commercial auto policies. Option C is important but secondary to the driving records of employees. Question 22. What is the most likely consequence of underwriting a life insurance policy for a high-risk applicant, such as someone with a history of chronic illness? A. The application will be automatically declined. B. The applicant will be offered a higher premium to reflect the increased risk. C. The applicant will be offered the same premium as low-risk applicants. D. The application will be delayed indefinitely. Answer. B. Explanation. Underwriters typically offer higher premiums to applicants with higher risk, such as those with chronic illnesses. The higher premium reflects the increased likelihood of a claim. Option A is incorrect because the chronic illness does not automatically result in a declined application. Option C is incorrect because the premium will not remain the same as that of a low-risk applicant. Option D is not typical unless additional information is required. Question 23. Underwriting a health insurance policy includes evaluating which of the following risk factors most strongly aid the applicant's occupation. B. The applicant's current health status and medical history. C. The applicant's home address. D. The applicant's income level. Answer: B. Explanation. The most critical factor in underwriting health insurance is the applicant's current health status and medical history. This information helps assess the applicant's risk of requiring medical treatment or incurring high medical expenses. Option A is less significant compared to health history in determining premiums. Option C and D are also less influential in the underwriting process for health insurance, though they might be considered for other types of policies. Question 24. When underwriting a homeowner's insurance policy, which of the following would be a potential red flag for an underwriter? A. The home is located in a low-risk flood zone. B. The home has a history of multiple claims for fire damage. C. The home is located near a fire department. D. The home has a new roof and updated plumbing. Answer: B. Explanation. A history of multiple claims for fire damage would be a significant red flag for an underwriter, as it indicates a higher risk for future claims. Even though options A, C, and D could all help reduce risk, a pattern of fire-related claims would be a serious concern for the underwriter. Question 25. A client applies for commercial property insurance, and the underwriter notes that the building is an older structure with outdated electrical wiring. What could this imply for the insurance premium? A. The premium will likely be low due to the age of the property. B. The premium will likely be higher because older buildings tend to have a higher risk of fire and other hazards. C. The premium will not be affected because the applicant has a good claims history. D. The premium will be unaffected because the property is still functional. Answer: B. Explanation. Older buildings with outdated infrastructure like electrical wiring are considered high-risk properties due to the increased likelihood of fires or other issues. As a result, the premium will likely be higher to reflect the increased risk. Option A and C are incorrect because the age of the building and the potential hazards associated with it would generally lead to higher premiums. Option D overlooks the potential risks that come with older infrastructure. Question 26. When underwriting a commercial general liability policy, which of the following is most likely to be a key consideration? A. The size of the company's social media following. B. The company's annual revenue and risk exposure. C. The personal financial history of the business owner. D. The company's environmental impact. Answer: B. Explanation. A key consideration in underwriting commercial general liability insurance is the company's annual revenue and its associated risk exposure. High revenue usually means more employees and more significant operations, which increase liability risk. Option A, C, and D are less directly related to the liability risks that the policy aims to cover. Question 27. What is the primary function of an underwriter when evaluating a new life insurance application? A. To determine the applicant's health, lifestyle, and financial background to assess risk. B. To offer the lowest premium possible for every applicant. C. To provide immediate coverage without considering the applicant's risk factors. D. To process claims on behalf of the insured. Answer: A. Explanation. The underwriter's primary role is to assess the applicant's risk based on their health, lifestyle, and financial background. This information helps the underwriter determine the appropriate premium for the policy. Option B is incorrect because underwriters must balance risk and price, not just offer low premiums. Option C is incorrect because underwriting involves careful evaluation, not automatic coverage. Option D is the role of claims adjusters, not underwriters. Question 20. An applicant applying for auto insurance has a history of multiple speeding tickets but no accidents. How might this affect the underwriting process? A. The applicant may receive a standard premium rate. B. The applicant may be denied coverage outright. C. The applicant may face a higher premium due to the risk of future accidents. D. The applicant will be offered a lower premium due to their driving history. Answer: C. Explanation. An applicant with a history of speeding tickets may be considered a higher risk due to the likelihood of future accidents. As a result, the underwriter would likely increase the premium to reflect this risk. Option A is incorrect because multiple speeding tickets generally indicate higher risk. Option B is unlikely unless the applicant's violations are severe. And option D is incorrect because speeding tickets are usually associated with higher premiums, not lower. Question 29. What is one reason why an underwriter might deny an applicant for a life insurance policy? A. The applicant is under the age of 30. B. The applicant has a history of a serious health condition that poses a high risk to the insurer. C. The applicant's family members have never filed claim with any insurer. D. The applicant is non-smoker. Answer B. Explanation. If an applicant has a history of a serious health condition that poses a high risk, such as heart disease or cancer, the underwriter might deny coverage due to the high likelihood of making a claim. Option A, C, and D are not reasons for denial. It being under 30, having no claims history, or being a non-smoker are not typical grounds for denying life insurance. Question 30. What is a major factor in determining an applicant's risk for auto insurance underwriting? A. The applicant's credit score. B. The applicant's marital status. C. The type of vehicle the applicant drives. D. The applicant's work schedule. Answer C. Explanation. The type of vehicle an applicant drives plays a significant role in underwriting auto insurance. High-performance cars or vehicles that are more likely to be involved in accidents or stolen may result in a higher premium. Option A is sometimes considered, but the type of vehicle has a more direct impact on risk. Option B and D are less significant in determining auto insurance premiums.